Good afternoon, Facebook. I'm Clint from Government and Civil Employee Services. I'm here today with Bill McConnell, author of Higher Honesty Than Trust Your Employees. Bill, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Clint.
Actually, I guess thank you for having us. We're at your office, right? So, Bill, thank you so much for having us over. I know that we're going to talk about honesty today, right? Tell me, how did you get here?
I got to this point through a long process of more or less an evolutionary process. We started a business where we were importing and wholesaling Oriental rugs. We had our own manufacturing facilities in Asia, China, India, Pakistan, Nepal. Then we imported Oriental rugs into the U.S. and sold them through high-end furniture stores around the United States and Canada.
And I understand the big setback that you had whenever you were doing that was the people thought that carpet salesmen were dishonest people.
Yes, which was since the time of early Greeks in the Iliad, they talk about dishonest carpet salesmen, and so it's been a stigma that's been associated with the product for millennia. However, it's not a stigma that's hard to overcome. All you have to do is be honest, and you stand in contrast to the standard of the industry.
Absolutely. I love it. So Bill and I actually met a little over a month ago at his seminar where he talks about honesty, and I immediately thought that I wanted to do something with Bill because the things that he talks about in his seminar and the things that his company is all about really goes along with a lot of the things that has made government and civil employee services so successful. So, Bill, I know, how did you overcome that stigma in the end?
Well, the essence of honesty is just conveying honest facts. And understanding that when you are talking to a customer, you're trying to help them solve a problem. And in order for them to solve their own problems, you have to give them reliable information. So in the rug industry, what we had to do was say, this is an expensive product. Let me explain to you why it costs what it costs and why it's worth paying the price. And that information then is something that the person can judge themselves. And then they can say, okay, I understand why it costs what it costs, and I'll decide then whether or not to buy it. And so it's a matter of conveying honest information and developing a trust.
And see, I love that. So our first point really is about humility and really being humble. And that's really something that we have tried to bring in at Government and Civil Employee Services. You know, whenever we sit down with people, we talk about all of their finances and retirement. And we really have to look at everything. And we've been so successful because we are honest with our clients whenever we sit down and talk with them. Now, Bill, how can you tell if someone's honest? Do you have any tips for us today?
Well, yeah, so there's, first of all, the ongoing battle between honesty and dishonesty has been around as long as the human race has been around. So as people get better at detecting honesty, dishonest people get better at hiding their dishonesty. Yeah. So it's an ongoing battle. But one of the things that you can generally tell about a person who is honest is that they have practiced honesty. And that practice of honesty starts with when you look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror and you see the flaws, I mean, then a human being has all the virtues that is associated with enlightenment, but at the same time, a human being, every single one suffers from flaws, and the way that they carry the burden of their flaws is their level of humility. And so if a person comes across as being a humble person, they generally are going to be much more experienced and capable of handling honest facts.
So the whole thing is about making sure. Now, let's say that you find someone who is honest, right? What should you do then, to continue that?
Well, then you develop trust. And trust is nothing more than a shared honesty. Trust is that you are going to provide honest information to a person. You're going to help them to understand facts. And you're going to be trying to say, in the case of a salesperson and buyer relationship, you're going to be saying, I recognize, buyer, that you have a problem. And I think I might have the solution for it. Let's pass back and forth information. This is what I have that we may be able to plug in to solve your problems, and let's try to understand your problems best. So in that exchange is how you develop trust.
The cool thing about this, Bill, you basically just summed up what we do at Government and Civil Employee Services. We try to build that trust. There's no surprise about it. In the federal market, there's people who come in, and a lot of people don't survive. It's very hard. And the federal market, it's something that we've done, and we have tried to build trust, and we're here for longevity, and I think that that's the reason we have so many referrals and do everything that we do. We go out and explain to people their benefits that they get for free, and we don't get anything from that, but we build trust and build honesty with our clients by taking care of them and making sure that we put their interests first before ours. So Bill, I love what you're doing here. Tell me, how can someone get in contact with you?
To get in contact with Hire On Corporation, they can go on our website, hireon.com. They can call us, 724-675-8667, or they can stop in at our office, which is in the Interchange Center in Blairsville, right where 22 and 119 converge.
Excellent. Not far from our office. If you guys have been to the Office of Government and Civil Employee Services, literally like 15 minutes away. So, Bill, what kind of services do you guys provide here?
Well, what we try to do is connect honest job seekers with reliable and honest employers. So we do an interviewing and screening process in our recruiting and placement business that we've tried to determine the level of personal honesty that an employee would have in the workplace, and then try to match that person up with a reliable employer. The other thing is that we want employers to understand how important it is to hire honest employees. The ideal employee is the honest employee, and so if we can explain to employers how to interview and screen interview candidates and screen resumes so that they are finding honest workers, we feel that we're doing a real service to employers. And so that's our goal, is to consult with employers, get them to understand the interviewing and screening process, and then also if they are looking for specific job fillers, we'll try to find them the right candidate.
Excellent. So, guys, we're actually going to be posting a link to the Hire On Corporation's website in our comments below. We're also going to be putting a link for the book. Your book is available...
It's available at Amazon, Archway Publishing. Also, it's available on our website.
So, guys, thank you. I want to thank everyone for coming in and joining us today and talking about honesty with us. Honesty is one of the things that we really put forth at Government and Civil Employee Services. And whenever I met Bill, I thought it was important that we come down here and sit down with him. So, Bill, I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Guys, listen, next Tuesday, we're going to be coming to you at 2 o'clock. Next week, it's switching. We're no longer going to be here on Fridays at noon. It's switching next week. We want to make sure we're not getting you guys on your lunch break. We want to get you while you're still at work. So Tuesdays at 2, starting next week. We'll see you there. Thanks, guys.